If you are new here, my name is James and I am the world's worst web developer, and today I'm going to prove it to you by showing you probably the hackiest, stupid bugs, solution to a problem I may have ever seen in my entire life. Um, that's not true. I've done some pretty hacky stuff in the past, but this is definitely top 5. What we're going to do is we're going to create a settings page or an options page for our clients so that they can easily update information like business hours, business address, phone number, stuff like that. Things that might be placed, several different places on the website. You don't want them, to have to go to all these different places to update their phone number. You'd like for there to be one place. And if you can even avoid the block editor, even better, right? I mean, because you could create components, you could create a phone number component and place that component all over the place and then direct your client to one instance of that component. They update that and then it updates everywhere. That's one way to do it. But if you would like to just avoid them having to even open a block editor, then this hacky solution might work for you. So let's go ahead and jump in and I'll explain kind of what's going on here. So the idea is that they have a page like this and they need to update their address. They moved their business. Okay, we are now at 321 Nowhere Street. Boom. Click save. And now anywhere where you're displaying their business address, it will update to that new information. So that's the idea. What this is, what I did is I created a plugin. Okay. It's not a crazy plugin. There's about 310 lines of code. So, it's not the craziest plugin in the world. Let's get a little bit of light in here. But what this plugin does is it creates a custom post type. It hides that custom post type so you can't see it because we don't need to. It creates a post of that type. And what it's doing is it's saving all of this data as metadata to that post. And why am I doing it that way? Instead of just saving stuff to like the database or whatever? Well, because metadata is very easy to access in Etch. You've seen me do it a bunch of times. You've seen Kevin do it a bunch of times. It's very easy to access custom field data of a post in Etch. So that's why I set it up this way so that I can easily grab this information. And to do that, we'll need to know the ID of this post, which is why I have the plugin print that at the top. We'll need to know the slug of the post type, again, so I had it printed up there, and we need to know the keys for each of these pieces of data. So I just went ahead and told the plugin to just print all that out so it's easily accessible. So how do I use it? Well, pretty simple, honestly. Let's go to my test page. We'll edit it with Etch. And you can see I already have static data here. I just grabbed I found an AI robot and I said, hey, give me a basic layout to display my business hours and my email address, phone number, or whatever. And so it gave me this. So this is all just static data. So what we're going to do is there's 2 cards. This card is for business hours. This card is for contact information. We're going to wrap this first card in a loop, which might seem kind of silly, but we're going to wrap it in a loop. And I already created a query. And this is the query we're going to use. This is our custom post type slug. This is the ID of that post. So this loop, and we don't even need post per page since it's just targeting one post. This loop is looping through the one singular post ID 5, where all that metadata is being stored. Okay. And I mean, we don't really need any of this stuff, honestly. Let's just make this as simple as possible, right? And that's it. So now that we've wrapped this in a loop that is looping through this one singular page with all that metadata in it, we can access that metadata very easily. So let's go to Monday. Let's go to this 10 a.m. and we're going to delete that and type item dot, and the key was co underscore Monday underscore open. Nope, almost forgot. We need to type meta dot. There we go. It's working. 8 a.m. is what it said. And for here, we're going to say the same thing, item.meta.co underscore Monday underscore closed. And so I need to modify the plugin a little bit. It's displaying military time for some reason, even though in the settings page it wasn't. If you remember, it's showing regular time here. So I'll fix that. I'll also make sure that it adds the AM to PM, I think. But maybe you want to just add that yourself, you know, AM here, PM here, whatever. The point is, it's working. And so anywhere you have some business hours, if you do this, you set it up this way using this metadata, then when they update the information on that settings page, it'll update everywhere. Okay. And we can do the same thing down here. We can wrap this card in a loop. We'll choose that same loop, options query. And then for the address, I don't remember what the key was, so I'm going to guess. I'm going to say item.meta.co underscore, is it just address? Yes, it is. Boom. Phone number, item.meta.co underscore phone, just phone. This is so easy, y'all. Item.meta.email, probably. Oh, co underscore email. Yep. Gosh, so easy. Look at that. So let's go ahead and change this to 10 p.m. Refresh, 10 p.m. Easy peasy. 123 Nowhere Street. Refresh, easy peasy. So it feels hacky to me. I don't know, maybe you'll disagree. Do you think this is better than setting up components? I believe components in Etch are syncing to Gutenberg pretty well at this point. I know they will eventually, even if they're not yet. So like I said, you could make them all components, and then you could have your client just open any page that has, or you could even maybe just create, maybe you just create a page that is private, only admins can see, only your client can see it, and you just add every component to that page, and then they can go in and edit that component. They can edit the business hours component, edit the contact information component, save, and so that's another way you could do it. But if you want to avoid, if you have a client that you feel like is so technologically inept that even the block editor will scare them, then maybe this is a better solution for you. If your client's pretty familiar with the block editor, maybe just create some components and have them go edit the components in the block editor. If there's a third option that you think is even better than both these two options, I'd love to hear about that. I will say, I do think I heard Kevin say in a video, or maybe somewhere in the private community, that Etch might actually have like option pages built in at some point, and so you wouldn't need to do all this. So a lot of my videos, I think, are going to be made obsolete once Etch is fully released and has all the features that they're planning on having. But in the meantime, this is what I think I may be doing for my clients to make it easy for them to update data. If anything else, maybe you learned at least a little bit about how Etch works. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.